manufacturing, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Great discounts on loads of goods. Great discounts on loads of goods.
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Great discounts on loads of goods.
Don't blink! Hey!
Horse stance is a killer. Gotta hold on.
Speed of light! Huh? Don't blink! downpour. Nothing will get done until it clears. Let this be a lesson to those who yesterday said I'll do it tomorrow. Speed of light! Hey! Ah, the sun is out. Our work's done for the day. Shall we take a stroll? Ah, the sun is out. Our work's done for the day. Incoming! Yeah. light! Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! Don't blink! Incoming! Speed of light! Akame! Hey! Quite a downpour. Nothing will get done until it clears. Let this be a lesson to those who yesterday said I'll do it tomorrow. That's everything. On to the next. In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there. Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! Ah! Don't blink! Yeah. I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. light. Don't blink. Hey! Speed of light. Nowhere to hide.
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. Ha!
This might be rehearsed. Forest Ranger. Clever.
Freeze!
Nice and spicy. Out of the frying pan, into the... Don't blink. Cut to the chase. Hey! Nice and spicy. Incoming. I will not go quietly. Booba, get them!
Ah! Ah! Cool it! Ah! Huh. Ah! Ah! Don't push your luck. Ah! 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 Freeze! Don't get frostbite. Ah! Ah! Cool it! Ah! Ah! This doesn't look good.
Eat this! Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Incoming! Speed of light! Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. Incoming! Hey!
You're open!
of light. Nice and spicy.
Jab and cross.
Don't blink.
You're open. Dodge this.
Speed of light. Nowhere to hide. Don't blink. Hey!
Cool it. When will I finally make my fortune?
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Incoming. That's everything. On to the next. everything. On to the next. Speed of light! Hey! me!
Freeze!
Don't blink! Hey! Nice and spicy! Right idea. Wrong time.
Oh, so sorry. Don't push your luck. Dodge this!
You're toast! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
Light this on for time!
Cool it! Dodge this! You're getting on my nerves. That was unexpected.
Speed of light! With sword comes shadow. Incoming! Let down. It's important to replenish your supplies often when you're out in the wild. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go. Don't blink! Yeah. Speed of light! Yeah. Don't blink! Hey! Speed of light! Ha! Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! Huh? Yeah. Hey! Over here! Over here!
It's Sarah from the Good Hunter!
Which should I choose?
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Ad Astra Abyssosk.
According to today's Forest Patrol route map, we need to head here first, then make our way over to there?
Ad Astra Abyss. Ad Astra Abyssosk. I am sorry, but you have not. Ad Astra Abyssosk. I am sorry, but you have not yet complete. Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here is your reward.
When you're high up, everyone will hear your...
Much to keep me occupied, old thought patterns start to creep back in, and as soon as I start talking about it, the flashbacks start.
Finally, I caught you! I have something I'd like the Knights of Favonius to do for me, and I want you to pass on my request to the acting Grand Master.
Oh, so it's Jean you were really...
You are close with her. Well, I heard she has a...
Anyway, what was it you wanted us...
Oh, yes! I must apologize for being unable to visit the Knights in person, but the restaurant has... Unfortunately, it's right in this busy season that the route between here and Springvale, which is used for the delivery of our ingredients... See, the problem is that the suppliers in Springvale say that deliveries have nothing to do with them. They're just responsible for selling us the ingredients. That would be... Please, ask Master Jean to send a party to clear out the hilly trolls from the... Help at last. With Jean on the case, this...
Seems like everyone really trusts Jean.
Oh, I nearly forgot. Charles the bartender said he's been having some trouble too. Why don't you stop by and see him on the way?
Fine. In for a penny, in for a pound, just a paimon way. But...
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
What do you think this is, kiddo? A fruit juice store?
How rude! Especially since we're here to help!
Help? Oh, yes.
That's one way of putting it, but...
Great. Tell Jean I need my quarterly tax return forms then. It's time to get Elzer on to doing the accounts again. I must say, though, the tax rate on alcohol in Mondstadt is pretty steep. Acting Grandmaster Jean personally goes over all the accounts. After all, the wine industry is Mondstadt's main source of income. Jean
Paimon never knew that. Jean's...
The acting Grandmaster's hard work indeed makes our lives a whole lot easier. We're certainly very lucky, but to put it bluntly...
Wow! How do you sleep at night knowing...
When you put it like that, I do feel quite ashamed. Although, I doubt the acting Grandmaster even has the time.
Sounds like a poor excuse to deny Jean a free... Come on, let's go and see Jean.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Hey there! A guy called Mung Dan told us that we could get a nice...
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for... Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to... Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history.
Yep. Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other...
Sure, please help yourselves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Careful.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations, too.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
is a peaceful neighborhood.
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guest.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were...
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings. I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat. They built cities, and you can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue. But the Order of the 7, another Lord of Geo, will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes...
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, Traveler?
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our...
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes...
Ooh! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, Traveler? You're rather special. If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, but after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue... Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have... I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves... Indeed. It seems that you... I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation. And also to... With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control...
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite, so they could use... wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return.
It's all... Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to... One of the sheets on that wall. Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as... Just imagine. How much more a whole untorn Let's grab one! The biggest one! Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better... Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. Spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archon's body but research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what... Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out. Oh, you really... Well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth. That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us. Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really are up to no good there.
Sorry. Anything This gives good bargain insight.
There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And, they look really mad at us, too. Nowhere to hide. Don't blink! Hey! Booba, get them! Speed of light! Don't blink! Nice and spicy!
Freezing this quickly! Oh, so sorry. This is bad.
With sword comes shadow. Hey! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Cool it! Freeze! What's the hurry? Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time.
Speed of light! Ah! Nowhere to hide. Don't blink. Speed of light.
Freeze! Dodge this! Use this first. Finally. Quiet. Freeze! Hurry up! Don't get frostbite. This was well done.
Incoming. Hey! Yeah! Don't blink.
You need to hurry up. Excuse for slacking. Roast and fry. No slacking off.
Nice and spicy.
Speed of light. With sword comes shadow.
Not breaking a sweat.
Dodge this!
Booba, get them!
Don't I will not. Quietly.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Taste this bath.
Just like we rehearsed! Booba, get them!
Go on. Give me my work.
Don't hit me!
Roast and fry.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Shouldn't get careless.
Speed of light.
Let's move.
Out of the frying pan, into the...
Incoming. Hey!
Glad there weren't any poisonous mushrooms inside. here. And some stacks of blank paper, too. What are they for? Paimon's seen this pattern before. But... Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like this... But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hand? Oh, that's right! Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of talismans like that were once used in the Archon, maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds... And the plot thickens! Alright, that's enough. The last stop on our rite of parting preparations. Let's go! Yep. Forest Ranger. Forever.
Don't blink! Nowhere to hide.
Help! Leader is attacking me! Ow!
Cool it! Ah! Ha!
Nice and spicy!
Oh, so sorry.
With sword comes shadow. Speed of light.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive.
Indeed. It's second to none. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's yeah, his take on Ningguang is...
Oh. So you also met with...
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liueqi...
Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a business. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to...
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly...
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today...
Glaze lilies? But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some? Even Qingsa Village has glaze lilies. Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war... Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the powder in a censer of everlasting... But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers will make them more fragrant.
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't...
We'll only know once he starts singing.
It's time to sing, whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Lewis?
Stronger than I thought. Speed of light. Nowhere to hide. Ha!
Boba, get them! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Don't
weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
That's so late.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's-her-face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name. Ah! That reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely...
Nope. We found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget.
She's acting different from the first time we met.
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now...
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the...
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. She is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This... As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the god...
Huh? Did you just say as an...
Yes, I am a mix of human and Chilean. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here, you may have it if you wish.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the...
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming... If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, so you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like... Alright, I think it's about time we head back...
I will protect you.
Is there time for a quick snack? I'll whip one up in no time.
What happened? The city gate is
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millelith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millelith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, Traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this? Race you! Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of... This is where all of Teyvat's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. That it's quiet. Too quiet. Sure. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells quick. We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment I arrived in Liyue, and that the Exuvia would subsequently be hidden away? If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, It would... Stopping the more immense. Hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to be either way. We now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger lies in crossing—
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play— Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Already? Freeze! This moment will be frozen.
Passable effort. Poor timing.
Speed of light!
Poor timing.
Don't blink! Incoming!
You've made some progress. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Leave it all to me.
I'll crush you!
Incoming!
You've got some skills.
Freeze!
Speed of light!
Raging tide!
I'll be fine.
Nice and spicy!
Steady as stone.
All you do is run. Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
going to cost you! Yeah! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it!
Oh, so sorry.
Steady as stone.
I must leave no stone un-
Nowhere to hide.
Boba, get them!
Don't blink.
Dodge this! Ha! 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 Ha!
Nice and spicy.
Die.
It was my honor to serve you.
Cool it!
Nice and spicy.
Dull.
Don't get frostbite. What's the hurry?
Some you win, and some you lose.
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes, but if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the... It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also... As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath...
A god?
Osial, Overlord of the Vortex. who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, but knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on? Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? No, So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop—
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is...
What? But all of you were supposed to be the Guardians of Liyue!
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Genshin Ballista!
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? What wishes to witness?
My work. Finished.
Speed of light!
Miscalculated.
Nice and spicy!
Have a load of this.
Don't blink!
Boba, get them! You're toast!
Yeah, speed of light! Hey!
Yeah!
This first.
Incoming!
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Speed of light! Yeah! Nowhere to hide!
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't win!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Wow, it's Madame King's shockwave! This brain is really strong!
Flash frost.
I miscalculated.
The descent.
Speed of light! Cut to the chase!
Steady as stone. Out of the frying pan, into the...
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My work. Finished.
name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
They still need me.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Nowhere to hide. Incoming.
You're not going anywhere! No excuse for slacking! My work.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
I must leave no stone unturned. Time to clean up.
Yes. This is it. Looks like I went too far.
Blink. There you are. Shine.
This isn't good.
Nice and spicy!
I will end it. I guess.
Over here. Look at me. Just once.
Though the clouds may darken and light turn to gloom, still the moon over the chamber roams.
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please.
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the you.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber fly... do we...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the...
Faced with the calamity of...
Oh, Paimon get... just...
It's not just you, which is why we must...
So the Archon will... So will the power of the...
We've already discussed this.
What?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi Sing did once, and as fate would have it, for what could you mortals ever
So be it. We haven't a moment to spare. Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Genshin Ballista!
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Speed of light! Hey!
Freeze! Don't get frostbite.
Don't blink! Speed of light!
Leave it all to me.
Nowhere to hide.
Miscalculated.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Speed of light! Cut to the chase!
Right there.
Don't blink!
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children? Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is Adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Wow! It's Madame King's shockwave! This blade is really strong! Eat this!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
This is it. You're not going anywhere.
Nowhere to hide.
They still need me.
Race you, Roba! Get them!
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Wish your luck.
What's the hurry?
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Into the fire!
Frostbite. Dodge this!
Cut to the chase! Yeah!
Let's move.
Nice and spicy! Don't blink! Nowhere to hide!
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right? The sword comes at us.
Miscalculated.
Boba, get them!
Let's end this quickly.
Oh, so sorry. Freeze!
Cut to the chase! Hey! Nice and spicy! Don't blink!
Don't get frostbite.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Nowhere to hide. Good.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that... It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the...
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Ark. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has...
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have.
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly although I am a mere mortal soldier. I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. Aw.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer, although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of...
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again... Fair enough. Oh.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but our child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out, but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon? Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems...
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could... we had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Come on, enough procrastinating. In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have been— Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Geo? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Lyric goes in...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Lir. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising to play their roles together on the stage. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to say—
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring—
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Chising, but in the end, credit is also due to Senora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, this meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. To come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the...
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good
Realistically speaking, there is no such...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, my agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! Touch!
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in—
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really...
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those—
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
Hear ye all! The Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered, having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like... Could the Qixing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going... Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
we, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say, will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far. Name your price. You deserve...
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made. I believe that future generations will say so too.
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite. There's much that remains to be done. I didn't miss anything, did I?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try because—
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our—
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that— Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will— This is what visions are. Magical foci.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay—
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions—
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessing.
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial, that said. The reason why the Chising were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit, I hinted as much to the Adepti. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particular... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Chising made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Kuching is absolutely right in saying... Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, could the original person who brought up the idea... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to...
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Morinta that... Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Arc...
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the...
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a... It's a
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I did... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity might...
I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing